Alright, now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Harran, this ongoing series of Crusader Kings 3 here on the Lord Master channel. And this is one of the Harranian exclusive events that just popped up. The Festival to Tammuz. For millennia, one of the major festivals held by the pagans of Harran is the Festival of Tammuz, where they lament their deity Tammuz, also identified with the Greek Adonis, who dies every year. They would make a public show of their grief, weeping and mourning. This year's festival has been considered an unusually successful one, inspiring the locals and quiet. Sorry, my phone just. Let me rephrase it. This year's festival has been considered an unusually successful one, inspiring the local pagans to work hard and live in peace and harmony. Interesting. So, Harran got a great Tammuz festival for the next 5 years. Well, the Festival of Tammuz is an ancient tradition in Harran. The recent iteration of this event was very successful, inspiring the local pagans. So, as we know, in the previous episode, the realm of Armenia has been dissolved. Not just Armenia, but the entirety of the Arabian Empire as well, which leaves the realm quite divided, including what is left of the Sunni Caliphate. And also, that would make me vulnerable unless I have to expand fast, because, you know, we're pagans and Sunnis are hostile towards it despite the Islamic syncretism. Like, you can negotiate with them, but expect them to fight holy wars against you. And not only that, this also presents a grand opportunity for the Basilia Romaean to expand this way and possibly retake, you know, those old holy sites. Which, of course, it's really none of my business. So my main focus is to form the Kingdom of Jazira, which would probably be named Kingdom of Assyria. I have 7 out of 11 that is required to form it. So we need 4 more, yes. And you need 500 gold, but there are ways to reduce it. And you need another duchy. Well, in particular, this duchy over that I can usurp from. It requires 250 gold. Also, I have thought of something recently regarding why I couldn't take command on armies. Let me try something here real quick. Raise army. Okay, I figured it out. I mean, I know I kind of complained slightly too much. I was wondering if that's a bug or not. About, hey, why can't I, you know, command my own army? I have to place the rally point onto the capital where I live, along with a few other courtiers that also reside in around, or in and around. So I have to form an army there if I wish to take command. Because you figure that a man who's 30 years old, that he's received enough military training and the prowess and the martial abilities, you'd think it would be about time. And also, another thing I have planned, once I get the next perk, get served the crown. Not only for dread, but also control growth. We need to control up a little faster. And maybe possibly this, because, you know, we're surrounded by enemies. With the exception of the Kuramites, because they are pacifistic people. Enemy occupied. Okay, you know what, I think I have a feeling that the rest of this character's life is going to be nothing but military, since he's going to be the expansionist here. Because I like to have that too, not only for the 4 level, but enemy occupations do not lower control, and I always have issues with control. Okay, disband all. So that's how we can do that. You gotta raise the army at the capital. That's so in order I can take command. And we have recently expanded, on this previous episode, to take advantage of the situation. We expanded towards Nineveh, in which there isn't much in the way of buildings. But we need to get the control up fast. Unfortunately, the or possibly unfortunately, let me see. No. Look, we Syriacs are spiritual, and the Assyrians, or Syria, are more of a strong believer, but they're also philosopher culture, which is something I thought about, you know, for the culture, like Reformed Syriac. I wanted to add philosopher culture, because I guess that's a Syriac thing to do. We recently had an event that can reduce that. In fact, we'll do just that. In the next 13 years, philosopher culture, so that way more children are more likely to get pension, less likely to get the rowdy trait. Learning education traits and scholarship also give culture fascination progress. And for all characters, learning profile up, and anybody with a learning lifestyle up. Because, you know, that's a characteristic for us, as we Syriacs have refined poetry, dryland dwellers, city keepers, and loyal subjects. Even though I guess it's kind of useless since we're an independent realm now, unless we have Syriac vassals. But the Assyrians are also loyal subjects, so we're starting to be like each other more. But as far as cultural acceptance between us is concerned, despite the differences, well, we may share the same heritage and language, and the culture's majority of us consider each other righteous. Righteous, you say? In case you didn't know, we are Harranians. We're pluralists. And it should be well in mind when we fight against the Holy War, and the upcoming Holy War against the Karamites. Winning a Holy War will vassalize infidel rulers in the target area instead of seizing their land. Like, who lives in Kurdistan? Actually, that belongs to the ruler, so this would all be mine anyway. But don't worry too much about the Karamites. They're not your enemy. It's like, we consider them evil, but they consider us hostile. Because they're of the, you know, they're Zoroastrians, they're Easterns. And plus, they're adaptive, so. And they believe in equality, and a few other things like that. And they're very much well accepted, even adultery, oddly enough. And this is their head priest. Priestess. Ah. So now I know how to get myself in command of the armies. I have to do it from the capital, not anywhere else. So I understand now. War against tyranny. You know, there's this bit of land that is rightfully belonged to. That's you're part of Harrani. And plus, many Harranians live there. I mean, as much as I would like to take advantage of the situation right now, but the vassals, well, don't want to get too much on the offensive wars. And yeah, we've raided you in the past. So they'll soon learn to get over it. And we should consider raiding a bunch of holdings, because there's plenty of loot where that came from. Again, I've decided philosopher culture is the way to go. But in the meantime, and yes, I shall be the one to lead the raids, because I think it's about time that I get off my chair and actually lead an army. Lead them in command and such. Because maybe perhaps, once we have all that money that I could spend from, maybe I'll hold another archery contest. Just archery, nothing else. Because look at me. I would love to have this all the way up. For Army Gold maintenance reduced. So that's my plan now. Let us raid. Oh, actually, no. Wait until everybody's reinforced. Oh, and reinforced relations with Silk Road communities. Knowing you'll go up to fight in the highlands, get the Himalayan,s and to bolster the size of our military more by recruiting the Himalayan warriors, which you've seen those before. These are the ones that has more light footmen, and also have mountaineers, which they're good against spearmen. When it's wintertime, they do a bit better. But they do much better up in the mountains and desert mountains. So we can adapt to any situation. Drylands, floodplains, mountains. And I will be there for that. For once. Because it's time that I start behaving like a conqueror. But first, I have to be the raider. This will take 40 days to assemble, and we will raid this entity first. And maybe perhaps you should consider inviting some Ashrar over here. Maybe that's the thing you should spend on instead of holding an archery contest. But keep in mind, this belongs to the lands of the Sunni Caliphate. So we don't know how strong they are unless I want to send a Prime Master over to know it. Might be too little too late. Oh, a Reaver. Huh. I'll bring you in whenever we return home. Because I would definitely use you for raids instead of me. The poor and needy are always welcome in the Doshas temple. The shaman of Al-Harrani has become famous for generous nature and her many works of charity. Her examples move many Harranians to abandon their material possessions in pursuit for a divine reward. But is she doing it for the one or for fame? Good. Syriac Sunni peasants have moved from Harran to Dazan. Yeah, that's something we're trying to, convert here. But it may take a little bit longer because, that woman's here and it's going to take a bit decades. Okay, they're weaker than us. Good. Now, how about the Karamites? They hold some degree of land. The settlement of Magasin, an important stronghold in the Greater Kabul, has fallen to my raiders. They have run the vast tracts of land and made it the quivering subjects and shining treasures of Wali Abdul Wahad to choose from. Troops stand ready, waiting in my command to give them direction. I don't need development. Bring me plunder. I know I'm supposed to be compassionate, but we need money. And lots of it. Plus, this is the next potential place to expand. In fact, it's 4 counties. Get all 4, then you got it. And don't forget to save your money for usurping the title. I currently have 6 children, minus 1 over there. Yes, we shall be rich and powerful. I'm gonna have 10 children by the end of this. Mufti. Okay, that one is more of a match. Good to know. All the more reasons why I have to lead the army when we fight against the Kermites. And all we need is money. For the war chest, to get usurpation of the title, and among other things. No alliance, no deal. As the door to the birthday chair wides open, I'm not greeted by the smile of midwives of crime bee. Instead, having those heart-wrenching wells. I'm so sorry what the midwife does not look at her eye. Her eyes is a tiny cover. Your son, he's in the underworld now. My son was stillborn. Not a legitimate son. Benjamin. Like that. Yep, he's mad now. If you got lunatics in your court, get rid of them immediately. You don't want to have them around. I recall having a few possessed people, but they haven't done me any harm yet. In fact, now that I'm a bit wary of it, maybe I need another bodyguard that I can trust. You know, just in case. Also, deal with this. They got men at arms now. If I capture the Caliph in battle, that means big money for me. Praise Tammuz. Sadra's giving birth to a perfect little son. That got him. A vassal recently found himself in a bit of trouble. Malka Donita Neva. Smiles confidently. I made sure the situation resolved itself. I mentioned you as you are a benefactor. A good deed needs no repayment. Plus, I already have a hook on that man, which I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Unless he's committed a crime, then I would tell him to report to prison as a favor. Yeah, it's warning me about low control in one of the areas I hold, which is something we're trying to fix. And also another reason why I had to hire another bodyguard, just to increase the chances so I don't get assassinated while traveling in these unruly areas. Something else I was just laughing at. Okay, now we're gonna go to your house. Pay me 50. Get this. Even though I'm compassionate, so the dread thing doesn't matter. She's deceitful. So this will go up pretty fast now. So all that wouldn't be the issue. While sitting outside, I was feeling rather thirsty and asked for the servant to fetch me some water. After drinking it, I feel truly refreshed. It's an amazing fact some cool, fresh water can have. That was nice. Sure, there's going to be plenty of money to bring some out of. So that way we could prepare ourselves for the next few wars. A wife and 2 others. Well, secondary spouse, so that'll be good enough. And no? You greedy bastard. Well, don't come crying for me asking for it. Fonzo Abbasid. Oh. Because is born here. Neither of you are in... He's in Nineveh. Competing in some tournament. Whoa, holy crud, I could have competed in that tournament, but it's too late for me now. I'm more interested in raiding. What tournament is it, by the way? Okay, I have to take off command. You, try to get him home. Board game and recital. I have to leave in 40 days. Sure, I'll be there. Just bring only the Silk Road merchants. So I'll be there in February. And while you're at it, continue with the raids. And don't start the war until I'm around. You got that? You will continue raiding. So keep doing what you're doing. Am I not traveling? Oh, try again. I guess it didn't register. Try again. Now I'm officially traveling. Forgot about this little thing. It's just one of the settings I had to make adjustments of, which I don't think it's fixed until the next update of one of the mods. Just don't worry about it. I hope it'll be fixed by the time I'll start the next video series. An opposing woman standing on the road. I have told the CFP Harran. Invested dozens of men in combat. Honestly, all those fights are dull, so here I am on this road looking for someone better than me. Someone I can learn from. If you could best me in combat, I will become a valuable and loyal servant. And so on this day, I demand to meet one of you in a fair fight. A Kyrgyz woman. You might be less valuable after I win, but she wins the fight. My son. Good on you. Oh, right. She's the regent right now. That's what's going on. Oh, I can't switch it right now until I get back. Should have named somebody regent. Now here comes the payday. Now stop being a raiding army so you can reinforce, and then you will be set up for the next part of the raid. Probably all the way down to Baghdad. There's much more loot to be had the further down you go. There's a lot of money in that. So position yourself here and prepare yourself to raid while I'm not around. And also usurp the title. There you go. My son and heir needs a guardian, as he is already humble. Diplomacy or learning? Learning, because philosopher culture. I shall be your guardian. My learning's pretty good. Excellent, in fact. Should be well suited. Salmonids, huh? Oh yeah, that stupid lamp. Get rid of it. Restore accolades decision. Eligible candidates for every inactive accolade appear next year to become knights. Send a herald. And invite the Ashmara. We need fighting men. Because it needs a worthy successor. Samir, the local captain of his officers, greet me as my entourage enters the military camps of Harran. As he wanders off, I quickly dismount and follow. A couple paces forward, Samir stops and turns to the latest siege equipment, which is neatly placed in rows before me. Quite a sight, isn't it? I nod, appreciating the organized scouts I'm observing. Now, what would my lord want to do next? I wouldn't mind some sparring. Increased my martial a bit. It's been snowy for days now. The road ahead appears completely impassable. As I look ahead, I see a small group of people approaching us fast across the snowdrifts. Soon, a man stands before me and speaks with a wide grin. You seem to be in quite a predicament. Fear not. For a fair price, we'll return to your day travels. I'll say, helping others is his own reward. Entourage swiftly starts moving again. During my travels, I came to a rather friendly village in Shazad. The locals were respectful and kind of gave us supplies. A few members of my trial camera were suspicious, but nothing unusual happened. Such nice people out there. Our procession has ground to a halt a stone's throw away from myself. I look over to see my courtier, Abdul Wahad, dismounted, intently staring at something on the ground. The other entourage moves going around. Abdul Wahad looks up as I approach. My lord, there's an ant path here. Maybe a tad superstitious, but you should never cross an ant. Pauses. As my great-grandmother did, and she never returned home. This is, rather nonsensical. I'll take over as guide. I'm a competent guide. As we managed to get through a dangerous path, we decided to rest for the night. As I walk around the encampment, suddenly a strange feeling that someone is missing bothers me. I ask around and everyone agrees on one thing. They don't remember seeing Isho all day. How could you miss him? He's newborn. He's almost a year old now at this point. Think he would have learned to crawl by now? Crawled their way out? "7 days, 14 days. I don't think it says anything that, not the air of anything. Oh, let's mount a search party for him. He's nowhere to be found. And it says it's located in Tripoli, at the court. Does that mean there's going to be an event up pop that says, hey, looking for this? I knew you would come to your senses. Almost ready to be reinforced. You'll get moving again. Turn to a raiding army next month. And now... Right. Right here. For board game and recital. Again, I'm good with my wit. So let's enter the tourney grounds. Go, Rose, faster! I hear a woman's voice echo across the grounds. I look up and see a small thing hurrying through the sky like a black bolt of lightning. Soon it swoops down the finish line. You must have cheated. Your bird cannot fly that fast. Just look at her. She's shaped like a brick. The angry loser shouts, with the winner looking smug. Must take a lot of preparation to do this. Not interested in falconry at the moment. Cannot visit any locale for 20 days now, so this is the only time I'll get to do such preparations. All that. This is knockout, whereas this is turns. Will likely give an illustrious artifact due to fine prizes. We shall see. Contestants take their places at the gaming tables, fluffing their cushions or requesting refreshments, as Herald announces the contest commencement. The games themselves are arrayed on the trestle tables, pieces polished to a mere sheen. The board game qualifiers come in. It's clear who will be put forward for the quarterfinals as it stands. The varied pitches and volumes of the crowd's cheers leave no question as to the favorites. For my first bout, I appeared against my fellow contestant, Agla. Oh. Well then. I am ready. This is no way to win. No cheating. The table flips an almighty thwack, sending chess piece flying. Moves turned suddenly several moves ago as he realized a simple mistake had all but decided a game like fear. Yes, you win, Barbaeus. Heavy! You know, you could have just conceded. I'll take it. You remember what happened the last time, right? The board game quarterfinals are over. Barbaeus Al-Harrani is Mat Wadi Al-Azraq, Mufti Jahan of Assyria, and Masood the Philistine. I was about to say, have I seen before, or am I thinking of a different Masood? I'll face him. Sleight of hand. The game of chess seems to be going perfectly. I'm thinking 3, 4, maybe even 5 moves ahead of my opponent when suddenly his mat makes a move that causes my intricate strategy to melt away like a snowdrop at a candle's flame. I'm completely out of options. If I don't do something rash, I'll surely lose the match. Again, can't help right now. So I'll say an extra playing piece would go unnoticed. So 74% chance I successfully cheat my way to victory. 25% chance of my deception noticed, and therefore I get disqualified. Deception's been noticed. It's a fine contest. So therefore I'm out. Interesting round. Stop right there before you announce the winner. Start rating here. Stop swaying now. We should sway the Yazidi man here. But between Mufti Jahan and Isman has been decided. After an unsatisfyingly one-sided vote, no one's surprised when Jahan decided again with a set of well-played moves. This means Jahan won the board game contest. Fine contest. Still rent-free. I must put more effort next time, I think to myself. And I get this bit. And now, recital. Gotta prepare yourself for this. As I prepare for my upcoming match, I spot Dinah hailing me by waving a handkerchief and offering me her favor. Before I can respond, Layla appears holding a handkerchief out for me, insisting I take her favor instead. The Persian or the Sidama? Where does Sidama from? Not Sidama, it's an actual culture. They're from East Africa. Land of the warrior queens and priest kings. Interesting. I'll take it, Dina. In favor of the lady again. Walking around to some of the lords of the court, unnoticed Dina, daughter of Amir Rashad of Kirman, approaching. I step aside to let her pass, but to my great surprise, she blocks my path and kneels for me. Before I have time to properly process this turn of events, she begins to sing. I quickly recognize the tune is the famous Syriac love ballad. I've heard it performed countless times, but never with such skill and passion. The intense emotions of the song are mirrored in her gaze, which is set on me. She does not look away for a single heartbeat. You flatter me, my lady. You are a court physician. And not to mention you are also a widow. Just go to a tent camp. Get to know people. Though I'm close to qualifying. Disgusting. If I don't get to compete, I need to go over there again. Okay, now I'm on track to qualify. Hormizd. It's a Persian influence. 1 second. Because I heard that noise. Unimportant courtier in my eye. Looks important to me. Greet the band of as far as they want to pass me. One striker behind the rest makes me pause. Spinning on my heel, I call after the figure. They are clad in shapeless, ill-fitting armor. Their eyes wide and clear, terrified beneath the helmet. Something isn't right here. Step forward and rip off the helmet before they have a chance to react. Standing before him, looking around furtively to see if anyone has noticed. It's none other than a woman, dressed as Eshwan, and I was planning to compete as Eshwan. You know, recital tournaments allowed for women to compete, so I don't see what the fuss is about. So I'll say, I could do with the services of someone like yourself. Now you're while traveling. But it says nothing about eligible courtiers or esquire. No, I don't think there's a rule for that. It's probably due to one of the mods I'm using that kind of, you know, like they really mean it to restrict that. I know in vanilla that it actually bypasses it. I've read things. Will I be there or not in the next few days? Will I or will I not? 1 second. 3 days left. The entrance mill about the main tent warms the vocal cords and memorizes stanzas as the crowd fills the amphitheater. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifted across the gentle breeze. This could be a good sign or a bad one. Time to show the world my skill. Hold it. Night begins to fall on the scene, but the torches light the competition continues. I talk to myself under my breath, readying my lips for the next round as I reminisce about the happenings so far. Like when I step forward and take my turn, the sun steps to the night. It is time for the final verse. Appeal to a higher power. 68% let the score increase moderately, 12% nothing happens, 80% decrease moderately. Finished my final verse. The crowd haven't waited for the ending. Cheers drown out my words. Flowers lining around me on the stage to make my way off. I'm winning. Victory is so close. There are precious few competitors left to go. Even less time. It all comes down to this. So this worked. Okay. Head to here. I got it, because you can tell what the intent achieved thing up there. Trumpets sound, crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over. Someone's moment of sun is being ready. Herald steps forward, a voice booming out across the room. After many trials and tribulations, and above else, truly spirited competition, we are our final 3. In 3rd place, the gutsy Ismat. In close second, Mir Muhammad. I was wondering why is that highlighted. Anyways. Now that, of course, is our victor, Malcona Bambeas. I knew I could have proven my worthiness beyond doubt. There you go. And I won 50 gold. That's a pretty big prize. I actually won the damn thing. Let me go to the artisans' corners. I got money to burn. Browsing the wares displayed on the tailor shop, I spy a carefully wrapped package among the piles of garments and sundries. The tailor hat really opens for me, carefully untying the leather bindings to reveal an exquisitely embroidered crest, a Hattamid crest. Lovely. I want the Al-Harrani crest. I win this prize ring. Kinda really don't need that, but thank you very much. You may have won the board game, but I've won the other thing. Oh, and he gets the better one. He got Feigned. I got Masterwork. Dang it, I could have won both. So what is it for me being big trade experience for wit? Great occasion is this. Put the cloth back on. Don't need this ring. Destroy that. And then Hosea. Was there another guest I might have missed? Experienced fighter. Yeah. Come on in. That's what I've been saving that money for. Now we got this man over here. Now I'm on my way back. And then how come I want my sambusa? Food is amazing. You want her back? He's diligent. Here's another, an Assyrian, who's a torturer, a reaver, and a digested. You got it. Yeah, it's all the talented people that I wanted here. Thank the one, I can go inside again. Though I still would love to hold an archery tournament again. But I do have the wit for it, which helps a little bit of diplomacy. And by the way, switch the regent. Idanozai, you'll be the one. Just needed your help. That's all I ask. How much is it just to hold a tournament of here and just only archery and nothing else? Still far more expensive because the base cost these days. This is just normal average, but yeah, you may want to hold that off. And in the meantime, let the raids continue. Another favorite of the lady. This old worthless thing can go. Can appoint a successor, correct? Because that's what they wanted. This character does not serve as knight. Not right now, at least. There's a lot more. Today's your lucky day. Proof of devotion. Lord Babeus, my gallant Lionheart, Dina, the daughter of Mirbo, son of Kerman, is kneeling in the dust for me. Right hand above right, my desires bring you happiness. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love for you? Well, I already have a pet cat from the other woman that tried to, with me. Bring me something unusual. An exotic orchard, perhaps? She refused to give me an orchard. Orchard. I don't know why I said orchard. Misread that. One more. Up there is a little more mountainous. Oh, you think you're a powerful vassal now? You could be the spy master potentially. If you're good at your craft, but clearly you ain't. And there's the big prize, Baghdad. In fact, go down there right now. You know, when we do expand and form this kingdom, I would also like to go down and take the rest of Mesopotamia. And I would love to be the owner of Baghdad, so that way I can hold the House of Wisdom. Because look at the benefits it'll give you. Since we will be a philosopher culture in the future, this would definitely help us. Don't answer that. I'll make alliances with whoever I want and how I want it. As I inspect the stables, my gaze is drawn to a mare kept away from all others. She throws her head and stomps her hooves, displaying her powerful hind quarters and well-arched neck. This creature has the best conformations and the worst of tempers. Conformations and the worst of tempers. I've never seen such a warhorse before, but the stable master says that she's impossible to train. Knowing myself, I'm not the one to back away from a challenge. Horse pins her ears back as I approach her disregard for me crystal clear. This first meeting is important to earn her trust and respect. I need to decide how to go about it. Well, I'm a compassionate person and have high diplomacy skills, so if I'm gentle and move slowly, she will trust me, I hope. It is a mighty feeling. The powerful horse follows my every whim. Now that I've earned her trust, she seems almost fond of me. I'll keep her as my personal warhorse. I once heard about the stories how Farida had a warhorse of her own, and now I'll keep her as my personal warhorse. Get this, and then after 4 years' time or so, get that also, and put a stop to there. And then switch to learning. Admiring a mare that now follows my every command, I'm amused what to call upon her. Mythology names. Our mother's horse was named Balius. Well, Xanthos, the name of Achilles' other horse, would fit better. Son and heir. Excellent. Ho ho ho! Alright. I think that's pretty much it. Alright. Return home, we'll take a break from raids. Who knows what they might be doing. Wonder what the caliph's up to. So just wait till the money comes in. Alright, this time. We shall hold that archery contest right here. Or out there, but now here is safer. Just this contest and only that. Don't want to, you know, spend more. If you want the best prizes out of all, look how much it's going to cost you. I'll take the good prizes. You know where we get our money from, so I'm not terribly worried. Yes, quite a lovely cat you have, my lord. You are very perceptive, man. No time to lose. Gotta make sure your bow aptitude is excellent. I gained 31 experience and wit. Now I've reached level 2, which is a more monthly lifestyle experience than the Zealot Vassal will go up. If I go all the way up with this, this would definitely help me a little more, especially in army movement speed. Two Roman guests arrive. These two. A small crowd is gathered around a passionate waiting. They seem to be listening attentively. Personal glory is one thing, but true glory lies elsewhere. Your family is your strength. Without them, you are nothing. This reminds me of my first child, Kamran, a beautiful boy that was born. Almost half an hour passed, but it feels like mere seconds. She sure does know how to spin a tail. This will help me in the upcoming contest. Go for this. A guest arrived but just died of internal injuries before it could even arrive. It's unfortunate. And also, people pay their entry fees to me, so that's why I said money's not an issue. Bowyer, brace yourself. Rifling through the sheaves of arrows and piled bowstrings, I came upon a neat stack of particularly fine leather vambraces. Sighting one on my forearm, a stiffened hide protects inside the arm of my arm. They are the finest braces, my lord. 10,000 lashes of bowstring won't wear through these. Dakak, the Arla, senses a potential sale, and slides over swift in my side. I test the letter inquisitively, weighing on my hand. How much? For the rest of this character's life, I've gained 5 braces, so purchase an archer's bracer turn to help the skills. You got it. I'll do anything to win. Before we get back here, they're still gathering. I was wondering, what are they up to? Three years and 2 months. Can only go to one more location, so have a think about it. Why visit here locally at my capital? Nightly fanfare. You're gonna win this, my exclaims. It'll be like trivial, like when you defeated Baba's war. You're too much benevolent to fail. Feels good to know that my SORL have my back. There'll be nothing without my glorious supporters. More animate guests arrive. The crowd of contestants are mill about the butts, comparing bows and trading tales of their finest shots. The creak of bows and twanging of strings carry far, puncturing the hubbub. The smell of raisin wafting through the still air. My ears prick up as my name is mentioned, drifting across the gentle breeze. This could be a good time or a bad one. I'm going to show the world my skill. No sabotage. Thank you. Chancellor improved relations. My wife's diplomatic skill improves. It's fine as well. Dust begins to join slowly but steadily as the competition continues. The snapping of strings is staccato rhythm. I lean on my bow, considering the path this contest has taken so far. When the competition begins to draw to a close, the arrows continue to fly into and past the butts. If I'm to make any impact on the proceeds from here, I must act now. 1 second. Help me with this. With this wind, this trajectory should suffice. As I draw the string into my chin, I feel the faintest tremor. I release in panic, but the damage is done. The arrow flies wildly, weaving in the air, before whistling right past the target. The crowd groaned, and I put my head in my hands. I am winning. Victory is so close. Only a few more arrows, and each competitor ends at hand. Yep, that one went over. Great job, you idiot. And yet, somehow, I still won. So, I actually won the thing. At least I don't need to bet on anything. And I'll receive the prize in just a moment. Let's go to the tavern. A local pub is rammed with bodies, as expected when a tournament rolls into town. Amongst all the newcomers, though there sits a woman who is clearly a fixture at the establishment. She eyes me with suspicion as I sit down. What are you doing here? She finds blood sound as my drink arrives. I turn to face her. She rises unsteadily to her feet. Forgive my perceptions, my lord. Flourishing, scornful bow punctuates to me. But I reckon you couldn't handle half of that, let alone of it all of it. Come now, no need for hostility. Buy you a drink? Hoo! This actually helps. Well, they weren't raiding my lands, I could tell you that right now. Perhaps a few words given on the host. Nobody pays much heed. It's alright. I didn't even see what I won the prize. Oh my goodness. I am too short. I might as well go hunting. So, what did I win? Ooh. This prize bow could potentially be the better one. Actually, it is. It gives it's +4 prowess, +1 knight, and a little more knight effectiveness. A masterful cherry self bow, strong with rawhide leather, useful in both hunting and war. Wow, this is better than my old one. Switch that. As I said, I would just go hunting right now, even though nobody's there. Because I would have loved to, you know, have hunting grounds elsewhere. But some areas are too little more developed, which means it reduces the success chance. But remember, we still have plans to expand. I've been spending the last few years, you know, competing in tournaments, which is great and all. What's going on down there? Oh yeah, those two Persian Jewish entities are fighting each other. And I'm surprised nobody dared to take advantage of this. Now look, if I were to go down this way, if you were to fight there, this is who we're dealing with. Baghdad and Karbala, which is down there, part of Baghdad. While I got my own allies, including one down in Baz, which can hit him from behind, if need be. What on earth? I don't like it when they have their capitals closer to the territories of my area of interest. Comes from the obscure house. That means they must have won through revolt, have they? Installed by faction demand. The Macedon dynasty has been overthrown by a new one that's from it diverged. Antiochia. Huh. So I see. Think what to do next besides, you know, you plan on fighting against the Karamites and to continue your expansion. But honestly, I think we may want to hold off on fighting against the Karamites because we raided their lands, thus we weakened them slightly, and they have no allies. And when we fight them in a conquest war, well, then they are quite vulnerable. And you'll get this chunk of land that is definitely needed for us. But of course, there's one issue. It's disconnected. That's the issue. The other alternative is just go straight down, but even though you're heading into Mesopotamia, you're supposed to stick within Jazeera. Oh yeah, I just equipped my bow. That's why we're one short. Hang on. There you go. And don't forget your rally point here so I can lead the army in my own. On our way back from whatever she... Oh, actually no. Thought it was coming for the tournament. Unless she tried and then... Actually no, because she's female. She wouldn't come across, you know, archery contests. Plus, the martial is not equal. It's still meant only for the Sogdians. Astute diplomats is what the Sogdian culture had established. Cannot attack on this. You know, that sounds like a Sogdi thing to do, actually. Knowing them, that sounds like them. Oh, and we almost have this innovation. Next year, in fact, that we can recruit Naftatun. A little more expensive than the light footmen, but these would be worthy replacements. And the other alternative is the... What happened to the old woman? Died of internal injuries. Okay, before you even think about declaring war, what's their strength? I want to know. Get a hook on this man? Sure. This would do me no favors. I'll raise you as well. You'll do. Okay, go on. One of the good ones. You know, you are one of the good ones, but you're possessed. In fact, aren't you my bodyguard? Made a little mistake. I guess I ought to destroy that. I get the money. I will hone his skill, but I'll sell around the traditions, as you are the to everything. Well, some of it. As I make my way to the stable, I'm greeted by the happy news of Xanthos. She seems eager to stretch her legs in the beautiful weather. I could do nothing but agree. Must take every moment to practice. We're 2,000 men. I remember she had 4,000. Well, wait a minute. What the? It's a new dynasty entirely. Okay, this happened very fast. I mean, this is the one I saw earlier. Was beaten to death by someone else. Must have been during a meeting of the peers. You did this. And then there he was, and he was slain in battle. And this is the son of him. And is over a week old. What a turn of events. Okay, new target. Not going down against Sunni Cavalry just yet. But this is the one that will consist of 4 counties and is part of Nazir. We'll fight against the Kermites later. It's them we can deal with, and swiftly. And remember, there's this land I wanted the most. Ahmed. Yeah, they'll have to give away some of the mosques and stuff. which is something that the old woman of the realm used to have. Now they're very vulnerable. It does advantage us. I shall lead. And we must take on the formidable fortress. Takes a while to gather everybody since our realm is larger than theirs. That should take all things considered. They hired mercenaries. They may have more than we originally thought, so maybe we should consider mercenaries. What do they have exactly? Man-at-arms. They have an abundance of it, but you know what? Look for the one that's got a very good mercenary captain rather than you would think. Worthless bums. Okay, for 3 years. It's small, but get down here. Let's combine our strength here. Because I'm a bit timid about taking them on. Benio's better military commander. The holy warrior, aggressive attacker, open terrain expert. For once, we're gonna have to call allies for this. Can't believe I'm gonna be doing that. This is not what I had in mind. Just sit here and wait till they come here. Plus, let them come here. Maybe we could get an advantage over them here. Let's not get too crazy here. Even if our braveness or our swara may not be enough to take them on. But they still says we'll lose decisively. I have 33 advantage, and you have 25. Yes, you have a lot of men-at-arms more than we do. And what are your fighters like? After this war, we should consider increasing the size of the arboretum that we still have. If it says we'll lose decisively, then if we lose, we lose. All right. This is just something that we got to. You know, we'll be compensated if we didn't lose. At least we got to kill some of them. And plus, you're in defensive ground for me. So the advantage goes to me because look at all this. Controlled territory defender advantage. And just to add a little more to that, even though I guess it's a tiny difference, every little bit will do to get an advantage over you. In fact, that's not even a mercenary. And we're putting a hurt to them now. And right on time. This innovation just popped up. A little more advantage for this of the naphtha. Which, by the way, is it really a Middle Eastern thing? Like, say, go for a time, for example. Has to be in the Middle East. Yep, it's a Middle Eastern thing. Which, again, the naphtha is a mixture of chemicals that becomes a fiery liquid that is difficult to put out. These men throw deadly ceramic pots of flaming naphtha that burst into flames on impact, spilling the sticky molded mess that can seep into any armor. The prospect of fiery death can unnerve even the bravest warrior. So yes, we know that now. And we haven't defeated their entire army. You're maimed. Who else was captured? Because this was a very one-sided battle with only 10 survivors, which is their Eshwara. He was wounded. That man had no business being there. So, yes, it was slaughter, despite the fact they were telling me, it's like, no, you can't win. You can't win. We just had to get them to fight in our turf, and we did it. So, it was a wise move on my part. And I guess calling my allies in was just unnecessary. So we begin the long siege of Amida. Amid. It's the name in Arabic language. I wonder what it's called in the Syriac language. Syriac, Aramaic language. What should I be fascinated of now? Oh, you have this. I believe it would be best to go for hereditary rule for partition law. That would be very important to have for obvious reasons. Take this capital and you'll win the war. Take the child and you'll win the war. Thank you, kind sir. Let's see how long this takes, because this is a fort level of 7 and it'll take a year. Okay, I thought it would be a little more than that. Greetings from Valwana Cook says, I have your son Ezekiel with me. Promised to clean the pots in the cookery. So he draws the shovel. And clean every pot he did. Even scrubbed the cauldron. Without me asking. This sweet boy you got here. This is indeed very saucy. Of Baluchi. Of Baluchistan. Humble and compassionate. Yes. Such swag, you'll go far in life. Yeah, I could see you being of that figure. From up there. Miraculous mother. I have heard that in a kingdom some distance from here, there is a woman who has reportedly given birth to 100 children in total. Not all at once, of course, throughout over the course of her life. How could someone go through all that? If such a woman exists, she must be a remarkable mother or an incredible liar. Amazing things like this happen all the time in this world, but the cynic of me would have said, I'm sure she had out a lot of orphans and lied about it. But no, I'm compassionate. Well, they've joined. But it's a... In fact, that's not even of power anymore. I mean, remember, they were spanned as well. And we're being raided. Oh, you're next. Because there's this part of the... this side of your phrase that I still have not taken control, but it is most definitely needed. Plus, even if it's revealed to me, it'll be shunned. I would take a drop of that. Plus, you know, me and my wife are into this sort of thing. But, however, I refrained from organizing the orgy, so no, don't. As much as I would like to, but if it was my wife, I mean, if there's anyone's going to be perverted, it should only be my wife who should be perverted to me. It can happen. Ha 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 ha. What a joke. But unfortunately, we can't deal with the raiders right now. Loyal soldiers of foreign origin. Our relations with the local Malayan community is good enough that a number of their men pledged loyalty to me, offering their services as warriors and bodyguards. Many are former mercenaries or adventurers who have traveled along the Silk Road in search of fame or fortune, so they are experienced and skilled in fighting. I am most thankful for their support. Another 200 are here. Join up. That's just 100 levies and 100 more light footmen. 4 months. There's what's left of them. Oh, they're raiding my capital now. Okay, I'm breaking off. Okay, here we what we're gonna do. Station besiegers here. And let's go down to get rid of them. And if they try to attack, the allies will back them up. Order this way. You're taking an awful risk. I fear I may be sending them to their deaths here. Because they're going to get together and they're going to attack. And this siege will be all for nothing. In fact, just a few more days. They're going to get here in 14 days. 14 days. 12 days. Oh, crud. Kill them quickly. Move, move, move. We got it. Step out of my tent and rub my eyes. The siege camp sprawls out before me. A jumble of tents, shelters, and stalls arranged higgledy-piggledy under a weeping sky. Flags hang limply in the rain fog there, whipped now and then by the wind. People bustled about, loading mules and checking supplies. The thin column of smoke climbs above the camp. The smell of cooking fires fills the air. My low retainer approaches and informs me that the siege is ended. I gather my bodyguards head to the edge camp. The day of Amin stands before me, a rustic heap, battle-torn horse, men, and steel. In the fields between, the dead and dying heaped in the grotesque mounds. The smell of rotting flesh hangs heavy in the air, heated with the furious copper set of blood. Bodies strewn everywhere, shrieks of agony fill the air. Grieving widows and orphans search through the ash and rubble for the bones of loved ones. When men ask me to look for the direction. Okay. We allow limited looting for once. I know this goes against my character, but I need you to imprison everybody. Because we want to end this war right now before it gets ugly. I had to do it this way. I had to do it. And plus, what is this thing? Small religious carving. Small but intricate Muslim-style carving of Shahada. Right. Yeah. Stop right now. That's because capture the air. That's why we had to imprison everybody we see. We seized all of the territory here. Yes, the realm size is too large for a duke like me, but it is enough to, well, form the kingdom, but you need, well, I do have the duchies, now we need is the money. So I'll be willing to give away some of the lands, except Amid. I would also like to keep Nineveh. So I'll say give it to the locals. And it would also have to be of Harranian faith as well. Local Assyrian. Past childbearing age, that means this land's going to go back to me unless she forges an heir. And this one here, well, they may take issue with that. But you got very high learning. You are a scholar. Very well then. And also we defeated the raiders just earlier and we got the money for it. I guess we may resort to raiding again. Amid is mine. Needs defender advantage up for whoever attempts to take this. It takes a year, but improve upon this, and it'll take more than a year. But now make it suffer from overextension. Now overextension is when you have more than 10 counties in your realm as a duke, you suffer an overextension by reducing your tax income. Yeah, your priority right now is to form a kingdom. So raid, raid, raid. That is the answer now. Or get money by other means. Don't take loans, just get it. And if anybody's willing to ransom, do give it here. Give, 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 give. And another thing, 4 years, damn it. Guess we'll have to do it the hard way. Sometimes I feel like the entire world rests upon my shoulders. My responsibilities as Malkon of Al-Harrani are endless. I barely have a moment left for myself. This is my duty, after all. I just need to be more compassionate now. Stun. No, don't. He should discover who he is on his own. Okay, all together now. Mercenaries cannot raid. Okay then disband. And then I will be heading back home. And then I'm here. Correct? Yes. I am here. So, we're overextended now. But we will soon form a kingdom, and thus we can... I don't think we have the that tradition from the previous age. No, that's the next thing that's under exposure for 11 years. And as well as that art thing. But I don't think it matters to me either. But however, at least this will keep them busy. Liberty War, Claimant War. They want it back. That'll keep them busy. So let everybody reinforce, and then we shall raid. Where, you might ask? Oh, let's raid down there again, the same way as we did the first time. Get to work on it. Okay. Just create this and then we're golden. Let's get to work. Now these vassals who are negative me. You're terrified, so you won't do jack to me. You haven't done anything criminal, so there's no reason to revoke a title off of you. And you say you're a powerful vassal. Mm-mm. And I'll consider making more alliances once this kingdom is formed. Just remembered, Tavares, my dear friend, I was once reminded of your victory against Babas, so I decided to wrote upon about your triumph. That's this burns. Well, Rap for Al-Harrani. A work of poetry is dedicated to Babas' victory over the false Baba, written by Babas' good friend. Mounted atop a warhorse spirit, he does good business in ridding turds. Then all shall tremble as he takes field. And to show the foe that there is no thick enough shield. A trinket. I've never seen this artifact before. It comes from a friend, yeah. I'll say thank you, my friend. I'll keep this poem close. I just remembered something. I don't think I should be doing it. I recall we do have someone who's the Reaver. You should be the one to do this for the job, so you can raid faster. And instead, I should be at home. Just, you see how fast that is? I'm surely lost my thoughts in a small remote corridor of my castle. I passed by Gregor, who greets me with a curtly subdued good evening. Barely paying attention to this, I proceed a few more paces when I hear the rustle of someone moving quickly behind me. Then I can only see a dagger filled by Gregor, his eyes filled with crazy hate, coming from the base of my neck. Only luck could save me. Having a lunatic or possessed character as one's own court carries some risk given an unstable mind. As we're attacked totally unaware, neither my prowess nor my intrigue can mitigate the final outcome of this unexpected attack. However, if you're paranoid, your chances of survival are better as your mind are always high on alert for dangerous misgivings. 20% chance that I'll escape unscathed. 20% that I'll be wounded. 12 I become severely injured. 16 I'll get brutally mauled. Or 29% chance that I'm gonna get killed. Only luck could save me. I survived unscathed, and now he's in prison. How could you? That's attempted murder. I consider that as treason. Try to kill me, who's about to become the king of all Assyria? It's treason. Yeah, be careful with having possessed people around the court, including guests. You need to be more wary of that. Lord Paveus, my noble line. Dina, the daughter of Emir Razan, it's kneeling to dust for him. Right on. My only desire is to bring you on our heavens. Pray tell me, how can I prove my love for you? The necklace looks lovely. Kurdish peasants moved from VIET to VIET. Come on, keep going. Town. Keep an eye out. Any lunatics or possessed people, be wary. Then again, I got so many prisoners, I have no idea what I'm going to do with. Yet another stressful day. Slump down on a chair in my chamber. For how long I'll be able to keep this up? Say here a quiet meow, and my cat paws jumps up on my lap and starts purring. I sit with him for a while, listening to the calming sound and petting his brown fur. I think I could do this a bit longer. Scandalous priest, she's callous. She's more virtuous than. I'll defend her character publicly, even at the risk of myself. Because I'm a cynic, you see. Pet your cat. It's another thing you should be doing. Every little bit helps. Okay, once you raid this area here, I wandered to a desolate, cold wilderness in my dreams. By my side is Hanana, whose presence is covered in the eternal labyrinth of snowy converse of depth signs. Then the sun sets and begins. And where is Hanana? Hanana! I call out. Hanana! Nothing. The eternal labyrinth of snowy converse and depth signs. I panic, I wander the pines, desperately looking for my companion. Then, light. Light whose source I do not know. A light that does not look like it belongs here. A light that shines in my eyes, which I know prevents me from finding Hanan. I will find a way through, I exclaim before I wake up with a sweat. When I tell her about the dream, she gives me a quizzical smile. Tiny bit of stress gain. Renowned trader has approached me after hearing rumors of my mighty Merixantos offers a service. I'll ask her to return a small compensation. If there's one thing she is lacking, it is fierceness. I can scarce remember what my life was like before Dina declared love for me. I'm flattered but also overwhelmed by her attentions. I find myself longing for some peace and quiet. Yet, I cannot help but worry. Would I be throwing away my only prospect of true love? This cannot be right, can it? She deserves a kiss, at least, for her devotion. Plus, you are betrothed. this all again like the first time. Took their training well, and the results could be seen as fierce wars, prowess, and more advantage. Look, we'll get to 500 soon enough. They'll show us see many battlefields before I meet my maker. My library holds tales of war from 100 lifetimes. Recently I acquired a tome on the great battles of the Catalonian plains, as well as a Time War scroll written in some ancient language. Who knows what forgotten secrets it holds? I'll translate the old scroll. How about a dusty glossary? The scroll is reluctant to share its secrets, but I press on. As the night progresses, a most incredible story unfolds before me. By blocking a narrow coastal pass at Thermopylae, the massive outnumbered Greek troops held off the Persian army for 7 days. During the last day, when King Leonidas was outflanked, he dismissed the bulk of his army and guarded their retreat in a glorious last stand. The heroism of his troops is a testament to the power of a patriotic army defending its native lands. Study the battle. Could learn something from it, knowing that there will be plenty of battles that is still to come. Look, I will create the kingdom title once I get the money, and then I will subsequently use that money for other means. You know, if there was left over. He died in the dungeon, the traitor. We're gonna catch him unawares. I caught these two out of the pantry. The very irate cook shouts at me, Judd, giving my son Patros. I must down him to. Stole a whole keg of Shiraz White. Patros just sat there and smashed that drinker so to near oblivion. Seizing my reward, protect his partner, I cried. Giving a look out while staying for me to drink himself. It was very good of you to abstain from the drink. Come back around and raid this area, and then we'll be back. Wait for it. All you got. Raid this one last barony, and then we'll go home. And then I will end the episode because I feel it's gone a little long to my liking, because I want the next episode to be about the formation of the kingdom. Because it deserves its own. Pop. Gotcha. A good Harranian. I'm known as a deeply pious man. Surely my devotion to the One should be good for something in this life too, and not only the next. There are a number of people who would do well to be reminded that I'm in the Supreme One's good graces. I've been too lenient with the temple this year. Getting a little bit of gold out of this. Sounds a little greedy, but... well, I guess I can use the money for something. My God, so staff arrived today with the inner council pressed me to discuss a matter of only with her. As it stands, there's a plot being devised by an unknown agent trying to defame me and frame me, causing havoc in my personal relations. A major concern will be the reaction of my vassals. The balance of power in my realm might change abruptly. In that knowledge, there's still time to prevent this horrible deed. Must be on my god to prepare the worst to happen. Though the success of this option depends on her intrigue skill and on her being a scheme. My vassals, courtiers, and guests will become wary regarding the investigation on the way. So I will provide additional funds for this investigation. That's where the money is going, in addition to the formation of the kingdom. Court of my valleys, my lawyers just warned me that just in time that a complex operation to frame it was underway on the orders none other than Altanesh of Vaspurakan, neighbor. I swiftly rounded my council, my court, and my vassals to warn them of the fierce one. Fortunately, all ended thanks to my efforts. A job magnificently done. I would not pick the other option because that's not a compassionate. I'm standing outside when I feel a gentle breeze against my face. It feels so refreshing, so relaxing. Moments like these make life worth living. That's the one to have. During hardships. You know, all the advantages that you have now. I guess I'm not changing it. I think I have other means. Just thought of it. It's alright. Here comes the money. We could have gone more, but no. It's all good. And with that, I will actually close this episode on this, ladies and gentlemen. Because in the next episode, we shall form this kingdom. Then we will continue to expand into the neighboring regions that is not yet part of this area. And that includes you. Definitely you. You bad man. You will deserve everything to happen to you. So we'll see in the next episode that this will be all about Babeas, who will become the king of Assyria. Or Upper Mesopotamia, or whatever the name is going to be called in the Aramaic language. I'm just assuming Assyria. Yeah. I'm only saying because I don't know the native name of it yet. But I'll be in for a surprise what it's actually pronounced as. Because I try my best to pronounce the accentation marks and all that. At least everybody's busy. While around here, advantage me. And of course, let's not forget, in the next episode, we will revitalize the Neoplatonic Academy. That's another reason why we have to save a large amount of money for this. It's not just forming the title, it's also for the Academy. So, 958 will be the year that Babeas has finally accomplished something that only his great-grandfather had once dreamt of. So we hope you'll join us for all of that and more. But until then, so long for now.